I'm going to continue my bowl series, my Star Plus Bahu series, this one being Suhana from Sasural Ghenda Phool. I really like her makeup. I like all of them. That's what, you know, for the bowls that I've chosen. I wouldn't do it if I didn't like it, I guess. But this one is really, really natural. There's no obvious makeup in Suhana's look, and it's an everyday look that she can, you know, pull off no matter what she's wearing. So, you know, earlier on when she used to just wear her dresses, before she was married, it would be curly hair, simple. When she's got a sari on, showing her tummy, it's still simple. You know, when she's wearing kameez, it's simple. The only thing I noticed different is her hair is sometimes straight and sometimes curly, so I've gone for curly this time. With Suhana's look, there's a lot of focus in the eyes, being that there isn't too much colour. It is very neutral, but it's quite lifted, and then there's contouring around the cheeks, but kept naturally and then highlighted. For my foundation, I'm using the Satin Finish foundation from MAC and the Nars Sheer Matte foundation. Now, I don't like either of these on its own. Actually, I do like the MAC on its own, but what I find is that it's just too sheer. So unless I have really good skin, you know, it just doesn't cover enough for me. And the Nars on its own is quite flat. It oxidizes, so after about half an hour I look darker. But mixing the two together, I get a bit more coverage, and I get a much more reflective finish from the satin finish mixed in with it, because it is obviously, you've got a very flat matte, and then you've got a reflective pigmented mineralized foundation here. So mixing the two, you get, you know, a much nicer finish. And I do want to finish the foundation, so it's a good way of utilising it. I've already primed and concealed my skin and concealed the dark areas around my mouth and under my eyes. Just set that with loose powder. Just dusting it away. I'm using this colour here, which is a taupe, a medium taupe colour. I'm just using that to contour this area here. Her eyes are a little bit wide set, and I've noticed that this area is contoured. That whistling sound is my husband cleaning the car. I'm applying this pink. It's almost like a salmon pink, called Paradisco by MAC. And applying that all over my eyelid, quite lightly. This colour is it's a satin, so it's got a little sheen to it, but no sort of glittery pigments. Then I'm using this Sushi Flower, which is a much brighter pink. That's by MAC as well. I'm just going to apply that very lightly to deepen the outer corner and go over the crease as well. I'm going to use Orb to highlight under the brow. I'm going to take a bit of that orb and just highlight the centre of the eye as well. I'm just switching the brush now and taking Paradisco again, and I'm just going to go over some areas where I feel like I want a bit more pop of colour. And taking the Sushi Flower and just going around.
I'm using Blitz and Glitz Fluidline, which is not quite black, it's a very dark brown, and I'm starting in the inner corner and doing a very thin line. The reason I'm not using black is because this dark brown is not as obvious. It gives a much more soft romantic look. As you get to the eyes, don't take it down to the end and lift up. What I'm going to do is try and line it up exactly to my bottom lid. So that line there, that rim line there, that lash line there, and just kind of sketch upwards. I want to create a more lifted eye. You might not have to do this if you're going to copy this look. I do, because as I get older, the corner of my eye down here does droop a little bit. So I'm just going to draw a line and a flick that comes in a bit from the corner of my eye and connect it with the rest of the eye line. And after I've got my mascara on, you know, it should give the appearance of a lifted eye, which is, you know, much more closer to what she has. Only the upper inner waterline is covered with black liner, not the underside of the lashes or the bottom lower waterline, I should say. So I'm going to apply the Inglot black gel liner only because it's waterproof and smudge proof, so it doesn't transfer. While it's wet, it will transfer to the bottom line, but I can, once I've cleaned that up and once it's dried and I clean it up, then it won't come down on the bottom line. I'm using my Lancome Hypnose mascara, only because it's the only one I have in brown and it's quite nice. It's a lovely natural mascara. I'm going to try and get my lashes pointing upwards rather than sweeping sideways, because that will give me a lifted look too. That's the mascara down. You can see that the eyes do look lifted. There's no need to put any colour or any product underneath there. You know, she doesn't have that. She doesn't have eyeliner in the waterline. Sometimes she does, but more often than not, her eyes are quite simple, apart from the eyeliner. I'm going to finish with MAC's Medium Darks Mineralise Skin Finish. I'm just going to contour the cheeks with this. Her blush is very, very simple. If anything, you'll see a light pink, but otherwise you just see natural colours. Next I'm going to use this blush to highlight, which is called Apricot. I've applied this colour here, which is a very sort of nude, slightly coral, peachy colour. On top of that, I'm going to use a bit of Hug Me, which is that colour there from MAC. Blotting off with a tissue. And it's all disappeared. So I'm just applying a bit more of the Hug Me on top. Suhana's hair sometimes is quite curly and sometimes it's very straight. It just depends on, I guess,
the kind of day she's having. I don't even think it's that. Sometimes she just has curly hair and sometimes she doesn't. So I've gone for the curly hair because the others had quite straight hair. And I used the Babulous Triple Barrel Weaver. It doesn't take very long and it's got almost exactly the kind of curls she has. And I just run some Moroccan oil through that as well. I really like the way Suhana's eye makeup enhances her natural eye shape. When she smiles, her eyes lift up, her cheekbones lift up, and it looks really, really cute. And very similar to her character, I like to throw things when I'm in a mood as well. I've known to smash a window and break some ornaments, fling things across the room. So yeah, I'm a little bit fiery at times as well. I'm really embarrassed to admit, but those who know me know that when I was younger, I have smashed a fair few valuable items. I don't do it anymore though. I don't get as angry as I used to. I think it's, you know, very, very hormone related. So I think I really got the look right. My kids are saying I look just like her today, and they love Suhana, they love Ishan, they love the whole series. My son likes the whole series a lot actually, that one, but I hope you try it for yourself. It's quite natural. And Noreen, you sent me a request for a churidar kameez, which was pink and it was a pink churidar kameez with a little kind of silver work going around the bust area. So I think this is going to go perfect for that. So I feel like I've killed one bird with two stones. I hope you guys liked it, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Bye.